Okay, fight fans, fight fiends, welcome to my Saturday night recap. In this video, we're going to run down all the action that went down at the punchandgrace.com and Eye of the Tiger management event at the Casino de Montreal. 10 action-packed fights for this event. A fantastic night. Honestly, worth every penny. Available for $11 online, streaming Canadian, if not $8 US. If you missed out on this fight, don't worry. If you subscribe now, it's added to the fight library. You got this vast library of fights to check out. You got these documentaries that they're going to be putting out. They're looking to be putting on more and more content. There's 4 more events coming, so definitely worth every penny. Now, as far as the night went, man, what a great night of fights. First, I want to shout out the DJ. Usually, I don't know, the last couple of years, we've been getting DJs that are very heavy on the hip-hop. Don't get me wrong, I love the hip-hop. But this guy threw in a little bit of Ozzy and a little bit of Zeppelin. And honestly, yeah, it was good. Changing up the rhythm, you know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. Also, the overall production, always a great show at the Casino de Montreal. Punch and Grace put on a great show. I'm sure the home version was fantastic. The last card I was able to watch, honestly, just really, really good production value from Punch and Grace. I understand some of you have problems with the stream, but don't worry. I mean, it's bound to happen. This just started Saturday. So they're still getting things straightened out. And to be honest, they were relying on the casino's internet. And I happen to know it's not that strong. But nonetheless, they were able to pull through and put down a fantastic event. A lot of hardworking people made that show go down. 10 fights is a lot, especially in a small venue, so kudos to them. Now, as far as the fights are concerned, the card opened up with Artyom Avitizian. I'm really hoping I'm saying his name right. I must have practiced it about 10 times. Came in for a cruiserweight fight, 8 rounds, didn't go the distance. Beautiful fight, honestly. There's talk that he's a free agent and that Eye of the Tiger was looking at him as a prospect. I told him if they talk to him, they're signing him. Because, wow. Honestly, he's 11-0 now, but check out my interview with him. It's also on this channel. Really nice guy. I got to talk to him through his interpreter. Here's hoping he comes back real soon because what a talent. Second fight of the night was Kim Clavel. Honestly, quite possibly the best fight she's had so far. She put down one of her best rounds yet. I think it was the opening round. Just a beautiful fight from her. Cynthia Martinez, her opponent, a very game opponent. But unfortunately, Kim Clavel was way too much. And it was cool to see her reach a new height in her skill set. Next up, Francois Perrat fought Oscar Malta. This was a tough fight, you know. 125 pounds ain't easy work for anybody. You're not going to be fighting a lot of knockouts. Francois Perrat had a really tough customer, but put down a beautiful fight. Solid rounds. Nothing could be done for Oscar Malta. I mean, Francois Perrat, I don't know what the future holds for him. Hopefully, I think his next fight will be an 8-rounder. Also, I want to shout out Ablek Husenov's fight. Ooh, what a beautiful body shot. The guy literally crumbled into the corner. Go check out my Instagram. Go check out his Instagram. It's on there. He had 6 months off. His last fight was a little tough. He went the distance with a really, really tough dude. And I think maybe he was overtraining and whatnot. So he took a little time off. He came back and the rest did him good. Because that was a beautiful fight on his part. Also, talking about beautiful fight. Sandradin Akhmedov. You know what? Here's the thing. It really sucks because I think his next fight, him too, he's going to be doing 8-rounders. I mean, he's 4-0 now, but we're going to have to wait a year, maybe 2, before he starts facing some opposition that's close to what he's capable of. Because this guy is just natural star. Natural star. It's going to happen for him. That's for sure. Next up, Arthur Ziadinov. Oh, I like this kid. Now, he was throwing the right hand, and his opponent kept, stepping into it and away from it, and he was just turning his head kind of funny, and Arthur was punching him to the back of the head, but not on purpose, obviously. So it's obviously frustrating. You don't want to get the ref against you, and, he's plowing in that right hand. It hurts. However, I mean, as a countermeasure, he just decided, let me throw the jab as hard as I throw the right hand. And he just smushed this dude's nose into his face. I'm sorry if it's a little graphic for some of you, but that's what happened. He literally flattened this guy's nose with a jab. Kudos to the guy for getting up. I even saw him walking around and getting himself a drink after the fights. Tough opponent. But Arthur Ziadinov knocked out a guy with a jab. Just keep that in mind. Heavyweight. We almost didn't get this fight. I was nervous because they were talking about it being a swing bout. And I'm like, how's this a swing bout? This is one of those fights you can't get up and pee during because you'll miss something. Arslanbek Makhmudov, now 4-0. He's kind of got the same problem. It's going to take a little while, maybe a year and a half before he steps in the ring with somebody who's going to be close to his caliber. The guy had a huge amateur background, and then in Russia they got like a semi-pro league, which is like the guys that are trying to get out of it, or the guys that have fought a lot of fights, and then brand new guys that don't want to turn pro right away. Nonetheless, it's still a really, really tough world, and he had like 20 or 30 fights there, so Arslanbek's going to have to wait. Until then, it's going to be a lot of first round, second round knockouts for this dude. Manny Maduma, Ghislain Maduma. Honestly, first 6 rounds of that fight, I say it in one of my interviews with him, also on this YouTube channel. And first 6 rounds, he was like showing me new stuff. I'm like, yo, he's got 23, 24 fights as a pro. He's 33 years old, and here he is showing me new wrinkles to his game. I was really impressed. The last 6 rounds, I mean, just a tough opponent, and its game plan as well. It was more of the good old Maduma that we're used to. But those first 6 rounds, it let me know that, like, shit, Manny's still plotting on these dudes. So they better watch out, because Manny Maduma had a fantastic fight. You know what? I said it in my other videos about these fights. The co-main and the main event could have switched places. It wouldn't have really mattered because they were both as important or significant, both 10-rounders. We'll start with Mathieu Germain versus Carlo Jimenez. This is going to be the longest part of the video, I'm warning you now. I want whoever's out there to reach out to the Boxing Commission and get this judge that they brought in from the States. I already forgot his name, but I'm throwing up the scorecard now. That scored the fight for Jimenez. I want him suspended. I don't want him coming back to Montreal. I want him to, you know what? I don't care. He doesn't have to get fired. I don't want anything bad. It's not one of the worst cases out there. Thankfully, 2 other judges weren't sleeping at the wheel. But this guy can't come back here and judge. That's the bottom line. If any promoter out there sees this guy in the list of judges they're offering you, say no. Let's just boycott the dude because he does not. This is some dangerous stuff, and we cannot afford to have stupid mistakes like this happen. I understand. Everyone has bad days at work. I have bad days constantly. I get it. Look at this video. It's not like I got the craziest production value. I get it. We all get bad days. We can all suck sometimes. This kid's livelihood's on the line. We can't afford you to have a bad day. This is the sad part about being a judge or a referee, but we need you at your optimum at all times. If you're going to be working, you need to be on. And my friend, that judge was clearly not on. Not trying to say there was any weird payments or any bribing going on. There is nothing of that. I honestly think he just scored it wrong. If we check out the scorecards like I threw up, somehow he gives the first 3 rounds to Jimenez, which I don't understand. And there's more stuff. I could go on about this guy. And you know what? I'll say it here. If Punch and Grace sends me the Germain fight, I'll be more than happy to cut it up and do breakdowns on it and express how I think this guy clearly did not watch the same fight as everyone else. I'm going to try and stay calm about this, but guys, I'm serious. It's a problem. We can't be having this in the future. You guys need to make sure this doesn't happen again. Main event. Eric Bazinian, Francie Netu. It's like I said, if we want to find out if Bazinian's for real, this is the fight. And like it or not, Francie Netu's a live dog. I think if you hit Francie Netu in the face with a baseball bat, on his way down, there's a chance he might throw a punch to knock you out. I don't know where Francie goes from here. Kind of saddens me. My issue with Francie came from him taking that light-heavy fight, which did not make sense to me. And I feel like he's never fully recovered from it, damage-wise. Like it or not, these fights will take a toll on you. Whatever Francie Netu does, I really hope he takes a good break and has a nice vacation and just takes some time off to reflect on things, because he just needs a really good break. He needs a rest, because that was one hell of a tough fight. Now, as far as Bazinian, well, we've been saying it since the day we saw him. He was definitely a talent, and even his first promoter and his first coaching team knew and thought that he was going to become a world champion. I don't know how easy the road's going to be for him ahead with promotions and sanctioning bodies and all the rest, but the kid's definitely got the talent to go to the top. He put down one of his best performances yet. He didn't get excited when Netu was trying to get at him. Seems like his relationship with Mark Ramsey, his newest coach, is going really well. And honestly, the kid's a great talent, and the future is very, very bright. All those fights were available to you for $11 Canadian, $8 US. That works out to $1.10 a fight. That's a joke, folks. That's a joke. Now, if you paid that, like I said before, you got access to the entire fight library. You got all these other documentaries and things. And then on top of that, whatever events they add on after the 4 more they've already promised, you're going to get a hold of. It's actually less than $1.10. Guys, fantastic night of fights from Eye of the Tiger. I believe they're announcing today or tomorrow, so make sure to follow their page. But they're going to be announcing their next card, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that one's on Punch and Grace as well. That's it for me this week. Make sure to check out all my other videos. Hit me up on social media. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. I'll see you guys soon.